Welcome to the Brain Soul Success Show, where we learn, explore, and create your powerful positive healing for life. I'm your host, Louise Schwartzwalter. I'm the creator of a 5-part mind, body, soul methodology that clears the subconscious blocks to success. From engaging transformational interviews, brain soul success stories, and the secrets shared by brain and spiritual experts, you will reconnect, revitalize, and transform your powerful life. It's time for you. Welcome, everybody, to the Brain Soul Success TV show. I'm Louise Schwartzwalter, and I am here with my beautiful guest, Heidi Tuberson. Heidi is a consciousness women's mentor, and I love Heidi. Heidi's been doing some great work with women with nutrition, and the topic of nutrition is so confusing for people. And I, as a naturopath, I really believe in balancing the body. That's a part of my whole system. So I love that you're here with us today, and you can share with our group here more about, just the mystery around, the whole thing with diets. If you go to the bookstore and you just see there's just pages and pages and pages and bookshelves, right? So many books on diets, and it's very confusing for people, and they've also worked hard at losing weight, and often that doesn't work, or they yo-yo back and forth. So I know you have an awesome system that works with that. And so I can't wait to dive in with that. Now, let me give you some background on Heidi. So first, let me just welcome you. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah.
So glad to be here, Dr.
Yeah, and you're East Coast, right? So I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Heidi is on the East Coast and works with, but you work with women all over the world.
I do. I'm right outside of Washington, D.C.
Okay. And then when you're working with people all over the world, do you do it like this, on a Zoom call? Is it the phone?
Exactly. Either the phone or a Zoom calls is whatever works best for each client.
Whatever works best for them too. And I also know you've done some great speaking. So you've done some group programs too, even in your own local community where you work.
Absolutely. I love talking to groups of women and really disseminating the information that I have that can make any impact at any level that each person is ready for. And that's just been very fulfilling and impactful for women's health.
Oh, see, you're doing so much more than nutrition. That's what I love about Heidi. I can't wait. So let me just kind of read a little bit of her background. Since 2015, Heidi has guided hundreds of women who have been frustrated and had that unwanted weight, and of course they had no energy too. So a lot of women say, I have no energy, how can you help me? Right? And so you've helped women transition from those fad diets, creating those healthy habits. And that's key, isn't it, Heidi, those healthy habits?
It really is, because everyone can do something for a couple of weeks, but to really create a lifestyle around how to nourish your body, your mind, and your soul, that's what really keeps it as a lifestyle. And I think that's really what women are looking for, and that's what makes the impact.
Yes, absolutely. I know. I've been, and we all have, we all have stories around that. I'm sure you hear them. So Heidi really helps her clients transform their relationship with food. Yes, so and create that lifestyle, like you said. Yes, and I know you've got some programs coming up that you'll share with us too.
Yes.
Yeah, that you'll definitely share with us too. So how did you even get involved in nutrition? What was the why? How did you get to this path that you're on?
Oh, Dr. Louise, it was such a personal journey. In college, I had come down with tonsillitis, and I was really sick, and I got through that, but really set the stage for the following 10 years of my life, where I wasn't feeling well, and I was going from doctor to doctor, and no one can really figure out why I was in so much pain, why I wasn't feeling like myself. And towards the end of that 10-year journey, like, what really did it was a particular doctor told me that you should consider seeking psychological evaluation, because I think your pain is in your head. And it wasn't in my head. I was crying myself to sleep many, many nights. And it really was, I turned to nutrition because I felt like I had nowhere else to turn. I turned to God, and I was guided towards nutrition. And within a few short months of really using nutrition to heal myself, I did heal. And I had gone through so much in that 10 years that I felt that I didn't want any other women to go through the journey that I had gone through. So I wanted to make an impact of helping women discover their power of how nutrition can impact their lives. So that really, it's such a personal message for me to do this work to really impact others.
You know, that's beautiful. So usually it is a story, something that happened to us. You know, I always see like whatever helped us is what we do.
Yes.
You know, so my friend here is a colon therapist because that helped him when he had cancer, right? And so the nutrition path, you know, that you were guided to do that. And, you know, more power to you for following that intuition and that guidance in the first place. And now you're helping all these other women all over the world, which is so fantastic. You know, and yet the you know, the story of nutrition, just even the words, okay, or diet, sometimes freaks people out because they're like, okay, I've already tried that, I've done that, I don't even know what I want to do anymore. You know, that's not helped me, this hasn't helped me, and you can hear the frustration in people's voices, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So how do you work with that? You know, how do you help people really change their lifestyle? That seems like it's an ongoing kind of process. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. So for me, it's most women that I work with have been under every diet under the sun, so that they come to me with that. They just don't know what to eat anymore, and they're frustrated because they're not losing weight. And so how I start is I teach the ideal plate. How can we nourish our bodies? And for each person, it's unique. So really understanding what works for each individual, that's what keeps the trajectory of changing your lifestyle, is that it has to work for you. Like if I tell you to eat something and you don't like it, or you have a pull against it, it's never going to become a lifestyle. So it really is understanding each client's needs and seeing how nutrition impacts them, and really making small changes over time. I find that, you know, the idea of changing, putting your life upside down in the kitchen sounds great, let's just do it, but that doesn't work. It works for a couple weeks and then people go back to their old habits. So one of the things that my clients often say is it really has been amazing learning those powerful strategies in small increments and just building on top of each other. And before they know it, they're reaching for the foods that serves them, and they're able to do more because their energy skyrockets. Nice. So it really is making those small changes that works for each individual. Turning your life upside down overnight in the kitchen often doesn't work for women.
Okay, and how long would you say someone needs that coaching, that mentorship, that help to change a lifestyle? You know, how much time does somebody really, and it might be individual, but just in a general.
Right.
You know?
Generally, for habit changes to really stick in the kitchen, it takes about 6 months, but you can really make a huge impact in a couple weeks. But it's you learn the strategies, you see the successes, and then life happens. And it's in those dips, and having the mentorship and the support in the dips is what really keeps everybody back on that trajectory. And about 6 months is when they really start thinking that way, and the dips are further apart. But I still have dips, and I teach this. So it really is, it's a lifelong commitment, and knowing that we're human and we're going to have dips, and being able to center, get in touch with our inner guidance and the support that really helps each individual is the name of the game.
Right. It makes sense when you can individualize like that. Absolutely. And then is it important, because there's so much, you know, talk about organic food, natural foods today, you know, and the gluten-free, you know, can you speak to us about that a little bit? Is it important that people move to organic food to be able to lose weight? Is it important that they go gluten-free, or is that an individual thing as well?
So it all depends on where everybody is. I meet clients where they're at. So if they don't want to go organic, I'd rather they eat vegetables that's regular than not eating vegetables at all. But during that that progress, we do want to move into organic. And for women, especially as we age and we want weight loss, going into that the gluten-free to decrease inflammation makes a really big impact. So it really is where, depending on where you are right now and what you have an appetite for, we keep moving into that direction. And once each client sees the successes that they have, then they're ready to up level and up level.
Okay, so kind of starting again where they're at. Yes, absolutely.
I find that to be key, because then there's no resistance.
Right.
And being under every diet under the sun and just feeling like you failed, bringing up our confidence is really important. So just having those small successes, I see it in clients within a short few weeks. They can't believe the energy that they have, or that they're able to wear suits that they couldn't wear just a few weeks ago. I mean, I heard that from one of my clients. She went on a business trip and she's like, I was able to wear suits that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to zip up. So just those small successes, then the hunger for more learning and up leveling, it becomes natural. There's no resistance to it.
Sure. It sounds like you're doing so much with mindset too. And I know you have a great little mindset shift exercise that you lead people through. Would you gift us with that? I mean,
I would love that.
A piece of this right now so we can all feel it?
I would love to. So will you play with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I invite you to sit nice and tall and take a breath.
Okay.
Okay. I invite you to close your eyes and think about all the people and things that you take care of on any given day. Go ahead and make a mental list. I'll give you some time to make that list.
It's huge, Heidi.
I'll give you 10 seconds. Okay. Do you have your list?
Yes.
I know we can go on, but we can work with what you have. You can open your eyes.
Okay.
So were you number 1 on that list?
No.
Were you even on the list?
No.
So it's so natural. It's so, I mean, that's why I do this mindset shift. We have so much responsibilities inside the house, outside the house, and we take care of so many things and so many people, right? And we forget the importance of taking care of ourselves. Most of us come from, I'm strong enough, I can do it, I'll deal with myself later, let me take care of everyone else. And this exercise really is to bring that awareness of all the responsibilities that you have, and coupling it with the analogy of, you would never take your car on the highway with no gas. Like the cars, you're going to break down and you're going to pull to the side. It's the same principle for ourselves. If we are not fueling ourselves with nutrition, with whatever self-care nutrition that we need, for some people, having that nature time outside. I myself, I need to be out in nature several times a day and just getting that fresh oxygen and listening to the birds chirp. I need that to center. Whatever your centering practice is, your self-care practice is, to tap into that each day is so critical. And that's what I mean by being number 1 on your list. What is the one thing that you can do each day that really helps you fuel, put gas in your body, in your car, as a metaphor? So I know a lot of women are list makers. So I invite you and our audience every morning when you make your list, check it twice and make sure that you are at the top of that list of where you're doing one thing. I mean, I myself, nature is a huge piece, and also knowing the 3 meals that I'm going to eat that day. Nutrition is my fuel. I know if I don't eat the 3 meals in the ideal plate for my body, then I know I'm not going to have as much focus. I'm not going to have as much energy. I'm going to have cravings that I won't be able to control. So really knowing there's strategies that I have developed for myself, and being number one top of my list is how am I going to implement that in my busy day? So it really, being number one on your list can be however works for that individual person.
Yeah, that's really powerful. That was a powerful little exercise, even though I think I take care. I mean, I do take care of myself. I was not on that list when I was thinking about that. Absolutely. I'm thinking about what we did when I was really sick before, so that's how I got in the whole field of naturopathy. We did a food rotation diet.
Okay.
So I was sensitive to all the different food groups, a lot of foods, had allergies. And so we created red days, blue days, yellow days, and green days. And I would even put sticky dots, the different colored dots, on the snacks my kids could have on a red day, blue day, yellow day, or green day. Okay, so we were like, it feels very anal and regimented, and yet what it did is rotate the food families and help you not become sensitive to more foods.
Right. Oh, yes.
And actually having a plan like that, so I love what you're doing with the plate idea, because having a plan like that helped heal my family.
Oh, Dr. Louise, that's beautiful.
And I know that, when we go back to that, so now it's just my husband and I, and he says, what should I make? Because he's been cooking lately. I'm like, well, it's a red day. Could you make a red day? So
it gives us freedom.
So we already have like a little plan made. So why don't we just follow it, right? And so that's helped us a lot. So I can imagine when you're actually helping people with figuring out what they need to have on their plate. And we were talking earlier, Heidi and I, about how it's, the proteins, the vegetables, some raw food, and some fat. And I know it might be different for each individual as you're working with them. But I learned that, and I feel more fulfilled when I do that.
Yes, there's meal satisfaction. You wake up, all your taste buds in your mouth. There's a lot of psychology behind it as well, of nourishing that way. The ideal plate is it's a really nice structure that you can carry anywhere. One of the modules that I teach is when you're eating out, how can you create the ideal plate?
Nice.
So it's if you veer off the plan, it's your North Star. It's just always having that reset so that you feel empowered and have the tools in your hip.
Yes, absolutely. That feeling of empowerment. Absolutely. So what's another tactical strategy that you can give our audience today that they can take away with? So if they have like a little tip, a little tool they can start with.
Yes.
A Heidi tip.
A Heidi tip. Well, I think one of the most powerful tools that we have is sitting on our desk, our computer. Everyone has an email system, and the email systems come with an online electronic calendar. I highly recommend looking at your days and your weeks and time blocking the things that you need to do or want to do. I'm really big on having that being number one on your list, self-care, personal dates with yourself, just times for being out in nature, times for meal prepping, for dates with your spouse or for your children. Time blocking these times on your calendar on a weekly basis. Because when we have that structure, it really helps guide us. We don't have to stick to it like 100%, but it really gives us a guidance of, okay, today's my groceries day. I know this time block I have for making a couple snacks, either for the kids or for your lunches. Yeah, I have some clients on their meal prep time, they will pre-make 5 lunches, but they won't put all of it together because sometimes it just it won't work together in the fridge that long together. But they set their glass containers, they have portions of the ideal plate in there, so the morning before work they're just able to finish assembling it and they have their lunches to go. So creating that structure on your calendar for those things is so empowering when you're running through your busy week.
Absolutely. Getting ready.
Getting ready and having a date with yourself. I think it's so important because we are so busy, and having that downtime really allows our souls to get centered and our minds to really focus on what's important, so we're not reactive in life. uh,
Yeah.
it's make it a brew some tea and have fun. Look at your calendar and see what are the things that you want to make a priority and put it in blocks. And I highly recommend making it reoccur each week, because
Okay.
what happens often is we'll do those time blocks for a couple weeks, and then let's say we go on vacation or we just get sidetracked, and then we forget about it. But if it's reoccurring on your calendar the following week, it's just a nice reminder for our mind. Like, oh yeah, I need to do this, and this is the time I designated. So it takes the thinking and the guesswork out of what you need to get accomplished the following week.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, blocking time. That's a great suggestion.
It is. And
Yeah.
also looking into the next year for vacations. I
Oh,
mean,
that's a good one too.
our culture
Mhm.
doesn't it doesn't value taking time off. And for any organization you work for, you have several weeks that they give you for vacation, and some people wear it as a badge of honor. But I haven't taken a vacation in 3 years. Like, they give you these vacations, it really is to refuel, reboot, and you come back so much more creative at work. It's a win-win for both the employer and the employee to take that time off. And I highly recommend everyone looks a year in advance, book your vacations, block the time so that you make it happen, because it brings so much alignment in our lives when we take time away from our daily tasks.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I can already tell because it's colder here now that I'm not hiking enough, so Sunday is my day to go for a hike, and I haven't done that in a couple weeks. And so I feel it. I definitely feel it. That's been blocked for years, and that's not happening, and so I gotta get that back on the calendar. And
Yes, get your gloves and your scarf and out you
yeah,
go.
and I love it. I mean, I go in the snow, the rain, whatever. We don't have a lot of rain here, but we do get some moisture. And yeah, it's fun to go in whatever the weather is.
Yeah, it's
Do it.
for
Yeah.
me, it really is part of my spiritual practice, being out in nature. It
Hmm.
helps me so much. I get so much creativity downloaded, and I highly recommend everyone explore what lights you up. But nature is free and it's always
Yes.
available to us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I cannot hike without doing this. This is kind of funny. I'll share this with everybody right now. I have a little mantra. So when I walk, so here's my footsteps, right? I have to go health, wealth, love, abundance. Health, wealth, love, abundance. I don't know why. I said that a long time ago, and I still can't walk without saying that. And every time that I go, I laugh to myself because I'm like, wow, that's still stuck in my brain. It's
Yeah.
like the feet pattern now connects with the word.
Yes, it's
So
your lifestyle. You can't get away from it.
it just keeps happening. So I love that tip. That's such a great tip. I know you have some great stories too. You were telling me earlier about a woman who's finally losing weight, using your program.
Yes,
Good.
yes. So she texted in our group support that she was not able to lose 1 pound since she had gone through menopause. And she had gone to the doctors and said, hey, I want to lose weight. What can I do? And what the doctor said is double your workouts. And she's like, it was like she was already working out a lot. And since starting our program, she's lost about 6 to 7 pounds. And what she loves is that she's not calorie counting, and the weight is coming off, but it's not the focus. Just having more energy, learning the ideal plate, the weight loss and the energy, they're just byproduct of what she's doing. And people around her are noticing in a positive way, and like, hey, can you buy me this? Family members are asking for more almonds, and she's impacting her family in a way that she didn't realize we're going to get impacted just by her making a decision of creating the ideal plate. People are noticing and they're coming to her. because I'm really big about that. You model it, and it's amazing how everyone else gets impacted. Like I tell them, it's like, do not have people try your food, don't offer it, like let them come to you, because there's a gravitational pull when you start to light up and get that energy, and when they come to you, it's a much more impactful conversation that you can have.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Model it. Yeah. Yeah. And especially, moms. So when you're talking about women and busy families and moms, when they change themselves, their whole family changes.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know? So it is that self-work, working on yourself and modeling that. My kids are better cooks than I am right now. I mean, I'm busy right now, so but I taught them. so they did the Thanksgiving meal. It was amazing, yeah. So they followed through on that. That's what I modeled all that.
Right. It really isn't what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Really how we're being and how we're acting, and it's much more. They come from a lot more curious space than resisting of what someone is telling them.
Right.
So it really is that's why it's that integrative approach of work on what works for you, and it's amazing the impact that you can have to your surroundings and other people.
Yeah, absolutely. What about the husbands? Those are the hardest ones to change. Do you see changes?
The husbands are stealing smoothies, they're stealing food, and I need to, the husbands, and that's what happens. It's that being, and husbands they're eating their lunches, and they're texting like, oh my gosh, I made a smoothie, I turned around, my husband took it, they thought it was for him. And that's why I'm like, don't share, like let them come to you, because husbands, they notice. They notice, and they're like, oh, can you make double? Make me some. I hear that all the time. That's why I'm very intentional. Like, don't push it onto your family. Let them come to you.
Right. Right.
I have 2 teenage boys, and they do the foods that the snacks that they like, and now one of them is driving. When he goes to the grocery store, he's getting a lot of the snacks that I bring in for the family. So that is like, whoa, that's interesting.
That's great. That's great.
So that's been a shift since he started driving, because like, mom, buy this, buy that, and I buy what I feel is right for our family, and sometimes we'll give them the money to go grocery shopping for us, and they're coming back with the things that I would choose.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's such confirmation, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It kind of stand around like, okay.
Yeah, that's great. Well, good job, Mom. Yeah, that's really awesome. I love that. I love that. Yeah, we do need to do that, because the kids are our future leaders, of our world and our country. And there is consciousness. I do see a consciousness amongst the millenniums, the 20-year-olds, that, they're more into recycling than my generation. They get that, hey, we need to change the paradigm here of what we're doing on the earth, if there's going to be an earth, and so they're starting making those conscious decisions now. So I see the young people really coming up with food choices, with choices about what needs to happen for our planet, for our earth, for themselves, for people around them. There's a consciousness there that I know that the people I work with, who are more in their 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s even, they didn't grow up with that.
Yes, I feel it too.
Mm-hmm. They didn't grow up with that, so they've learned it and they like it, and that's why they're even here and working with us. But it is that consciousness, and your kids have got that. That's so wonderful. Awesome. Yeah. That's really awesome. I know you have a program coming up. What's the name of your program?
It's Discover the Power of Nutrition. So it really is learning that ideal plate and what works for each individual, and bringing in those strategies in small pieces and building on top of each other, so that every woman can really feel powerful when they're at home, or we're at their restaurant or a party, of how to nourish themselves, how to have strategies, mental strategies, and meal strategies when they're going out of the comfort of their home so that they continue to have the energy and the vitality. And that program starts in January. And if any of your audience is interested in learning more about it, they can go on my website at HeidiTuberson.com and book an appointment to talk to me about it.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's so great. And what a great thing for New Year. Yes, like I think of New Year, new you know, right timing to really get the nutrition down and, you know, and work on ourselves.
Yes, it really is just learning what works for us, and it empowers other people around you to step up and step on into their best version, and you can guide them. They'll come to you asking for guidance because they're seeing the shift that you have made. It really is it's a powerful inside out model.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I know that you still use the mind gems, you know, so which is what we learned. And coupling that with just your mindset shift practices and all you're doing with lifestyle is beautiful, isn't it? It's kind of dovetails nicely.
It really does. That program for me was, I can't tell you the shift that it made. The ancestry clearing, like I didn't even know what that was, Dr. Louise. And for me, it made such a big shift, like the lightness that I felt. It's, you know, I lost my father last year, and the connection that I have to him now, and just seeing the clarity of my purpose, it was just that program just created so much clarity for me and unblocked so many things for me. And I still do the mind gems. I have them in my morning section in the notebook that we worked on, and I pull it out and I do them. And I find myself, I do Zoom calls in my office. I'll do some of the mind gems just without even realizing that I'm doing it to get centered and to get clarity when I'm working with clients. So really, I see it naturally coming into my daily routines, and it's I know where it came from. I think about you often.
Well, I'm grateful you're still using those tools. I'm so sorry about Dad, you know, and I'm glad that you know that works so well for you. You know, that's my passion. I love clearing energy so people can allow their gifts to shine and do all that great work that you're doing in the world. You know, so that's my passion. And so, you know, and then also this, you know, these kind of connections is what feeds my soul. And I realized that other people learn so much through listening to conversation. So we learn through having conversation with other people. And I think we need to get back to connection today. We have too many text messages and cell phone things going on. That's an awesome tool, but we need this. You know, we need this personal connection. And so I think that's why people crave listening to the podcast. You know, we're on TV now. This will be on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, you know, and podcast. And so it's an opportunity for people to listen, learn about Heidi, learn about her program. She's doing fabulous work in the world. These women are losing weight and gaining energy and changing their lives when all those other diets have not worked.
Right.
And then we work together so well because then you're using the mind gems, which is just 12 little exercises that balance the brain. A lot of people listening probably already know what they are, but they're little, and those work very well to help stay balanced and focused and stuff. So yeah, you know, we can all use these. It's like a tool bag, isn't it?
It really is, just having those strategies. And it's amazing how your mind just, when you set the intention, your mind just naturally goes into one of those toolboxes and grabs them. And having those the right tools is so important so that you're not spinning your wheels trying to figure things out.
Yes, absolutely. So that's what we both are doing that. So we're giving you the strategies, right? The tools, you know, so Heidi has some amazing tools that she's working with, and definitely, you know, find a time to work with her, you know, book a time on her calendar here and get started on something that's going to really help move you into 2020 in a beautiful way with some lifestyle changes that are going to help you get healthy and you have energy to do all you want to do in your day. Yeah. Yes, that's so perfect. What a great timing. This is awesome. So thank you so much for being here today and sharing with us. If you wanted to leave our audience here with with one tip, one phrase, one sentence, one reminder, what would it be? What would you say?
You are amazing. Wherever life has taken you, you are amazing. And setting the intention to getting aligned with that is the best thing that you can do in 2020. Just getting back to connecting to how amazing you are.
Well, that's beautiful. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Heidi, for being here today. And tune in again for the Brain Soul Success TV show, where you'll have an opportunity to hear more of our amazing guests and also learn some tips on how to help balance your brain, mind, body, spirit. Thank you all for being here.